Hey, we are back with another episode of the House Husband Diaries, and look at that. Michael Jordan taking flight. How many of you searchers are basketball fans, much less UNC fans? Probably not many. But I am, and I'm representing in this video, and that is a fantastic shot. So, free marketing for the Tar Heels. But it's not what we're talking about today, is it? No, sir. Got me a sheet right here. Today, we are talking about imagination in solving. I have another solve using my very large imagination. I title this Imagination Solve Life. So, the reason why I do these imagination solves is because Forrest said we needed imagination to solve the point, to solve the clues. I don't necessarily believe that all of this imagination is correct. I don't necessarily mean that I think I have a solve like all the way through in terms of each clue is married to a place on a map or a place in geography, what have you. What I'm trying to do is get my imagination out there. I'm sure many of you have similar thoughts, imaginations, and maybe it sparks something in your mind, in your solve, that maybe it's a confirmer, or maybe it's a denier, whatever it is. So, without further ado, life. Imagine. Imagination solve number 2. Begin it where warm waters hold. What waters are warmer or like spot on warm than the water inside your own body, 98.7 degrees, 98.6? I don't know. Who knows? Whatever we are. But when we are birthed, the water breaks. The warm water halts. It breaks, it stops, it leaves, but it's no longer warm anymore in the womb because the water is gone. It breaks. The warm water halts. And you take it in the canyon down, not far, but too far to walk. Could the canyon be the birth canal? It is certainly not far. But I have never met anyone who has walked down the birth canal. Every one of us, as a baby, has made that journey not walking. But it's not far. And then we put in below the home of brown. Now, for the longest time before, I was hesitant to post this because all I could think of was kind of a less than flattering thing for put in below the home of brown. But I think to be anatomically correct, that would need to be put in above the home of brown. Joke aside, my thought before I came on the air for this one is, what if the gynecologist, the birthing doctor for Forrest Fenn was a Dr. Brown? So you put in below the home of brown. So now you have birthed, you are now in life. You put in life below the home of brown. And as the spouse of a doctor, the home of doctors is where they work. They are there all the time, especially if you work in a hospital. So put in below the home of brown. You're just making your entrance into life. And there is really no key to home of brown other than the fact, in this solve, other than the fact that it's the home of Dr. Brown, who was the birthing doctor. From there, it is no place for the meek. Well, life, just begun, is not for the meek. How many of you have lived just the cushiest life that you needed no bravery, no strength, no will? Life is tough. Life is difficult. Life is not easy. There's nothing about life that bodes well for the meek. It's not a place for the meek. And once we begin life, the end is ever drawing nigh. We're all aging. We're all moving one step closer to our death, to the end of life. The end is ever drawing nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek. you don't get a whole lot of help in life. Some people more than others. Sure, it's debatable. But for the most part, and when you look at Forrest in his memoir, he doesn't seem to have a tremendous amount of help. He seems to have made his own way. Went to the Army or to the Air Force, became a pilot, came back, used his savings. He didn't have money that his parents gave him. He saved up money and then opened up his art gallery and became a self-made millionaire. There's no paddle up your creek. There's no paddle up his creek. Just heavy loads and water high. Well, in life, when you don't have any help, man, there's a lot of stress. There's heavy loads. Tons of stress trying to make ends meet, trying to provide for a family, trying to keep your boss happy, your employees happy. It's a lot of heavy loads. Trying to keep your family happy. And water high. I mean, I go back to tears on this, but every time we're stressed out, it's good to cry. It's good to let the stress go. There's no paddle up your creek. You just have a lot of stress and tears. It's kind of a morose way of looking at life, but there's heavy loads, there's water high. And if we've been wise and we found the blaze, and what's wisdom about? It's about finding this path, the blaze. The blaze. I think of as an East Coaster in a search. The Appalachian Trail is, I think it's famous, all over America, but especially in the East. And they always talk about the white blaze, and that's how you know you're on the Appalachian Trail. So if we've been wise and we found the blaze, well, the path for life is wisdom. The path for life, wisdom leads us down a good path to lead our lives. And then we look quickly down for our quest to cease. Well, when I look down, I see my heart. And that's the true treasure, right? Have a pure heart, to be wise, to think about the deeper things, to love those nearest to us. That's wisdom. And that's where our quest ceases, when we found peace and contentment. I know people have said that, Forrest said contentment is key. And that's the key to life. But then Terry scanned with marvel gaze, just take the chest and go in peace. You look into your chest, it's your heart. And go in peace. If you're content in your heart, don't you walk around in peace? Haven't you gone in peace? Then why would you stare and look at things, a treasure, or other people? There would be no envy for other things, because you found peace, because you've been wise, because you've looked inside yourself and you found a path of loving others. It's just an imaginative solve about life and lessons as you read the memoir. Let me know what you think. Obviously, it's not a solve that's married to any clues geographically, but I'm just looking at this poem in as many ways as I can and sharing that with you. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope maybe it stirred some thoughts in you. Who knows? Maybe you know something that I don't know about the Rocky Mountains, somewhere north of Santa Fe, where some of this corroborates something. I have no idea. I've only been out there a couple of times. But thanks for watching, and we'll be back every day at 9 a.m. for another episode of the House Husband Diaries. And as always, I am your host, Carter C., and I'll be back tomorrow.